Hey guys and girls, it's PandaBum and we are back with another game on itch.io. This time it's not a horror game per se, it's a visual novel called The Shadows That Run Along the Car. The Shadows That Run Along Our Car. Gosh, it just cut all that stuff and just say it properly. Anyways, it is a visual novel where two people are escaping a zombie apocalypse. So my understanding would be the shadows are the zombies. And it's largely dialogue driven. So a bit different to what we're used to playing, a little slower. But you know, the story should give us, you know, a bit of interest, a little interest into what a zombie apocalypse could be. So let's just jump straight in and see what type of interesting story we'll get ourselves into. Whose eye will you see through the road? Let's go with the guy, because I'm a guy. Last I checked at least. Gun it! So the girl says gun it, by the way. I put the pedal to the floor. The wheels screech as we pull onto the lane. The car swerves, but it doesn't really matter. There's no one else out here, as far as the eye can see. The abandoned station shrinks behind us until it's gone, and then it's just us and the long road ahead. Silence. Silence. The world outside the windows passes by us in abstract, like the whole world's given up on having any meaning. We drive in silence. She just opened the window. After a while, I hear the faint buzzing of the power window being rolled down. You sure that's a good idea? It's not like the zombies are just going to hurl themselves at the moving car. Fair enough. Well, that was a thrilling conversation. Do they know each other? I don't think they know each other. As in, they are just in this because of the situation, purely. So, she looks like she was at work, because I can see like a little logo on her chest that has a shopping cart. And maybe I don't know what he was doing. So I guess this is kind of strange to be asking after 3 whole days, but what's your name anyway? I knew it. I knew they didn't know anyway. Knew each other, I should say. I know each other. Right, we never did introduce ourselves. It's, what's her name? Shelby it is. Shelby. Well, nice to officially meet you then, Shelby. Her name's Panda. Okay. Just trying to make a friend, but nope, she's not interested, man. The car shudders briefly as we rumble over a series of potholes, but then the road smooths again. The humming of the engine reminds me of a storm brewing far off on the horizon. So they're obviously both traumatized by the situation. Beyond these occasional noise, we sit in silence. So what were you doing before everything happened? Maybe he was shopping at the shopping center, like a supermarket. Oh, well, that's the first time she's actually started a conversation. Guess I'm not so intimidating after all. What was I doing? Oh god, what was I? A whole lot of nothing. Bet that sounds super impressive. Damn son, I feel personally attacked. Why you gotta be like that for? Just a scruffy drifter. Not so sure she wants to hear that. I dodged the question. Bend the truth. Gotta bend the truth, you know, gotta make it look better than what it is. No, let's just dodge the question like all guys do. You know, that's this and that. Never really settled into one thing in particular. What about you? This ride is yours, right? Yeah, well, it's really my dad's car, or was. Even when he was alive though, I was the only one who ever drove it. Huh, guess he didn't. Sorry, never mind. It's okay, the booze would have killed him eventually anyways. Ah, so he's an alcoholic, so her father's an alcoholic. Pretty quiet in here, huh? Surprisingly, not much noise at the end of the world. Do you think there's any radio stations left? I'd be pretty shocked if so. Reckon it couldn't hurt to look though. She's filling me with the dial. I'm pretty sure not gonna find anything. Station comes in and out in waves. Every so often the distortion gives the illusion of an actual sound, but then goes right back to nothingness. Just then though. Hang on a second, go back. I think I actually heard something. Ooh. noise phases in and out, then something comes into auditory focus. There is a station still playing. So one of those stations that nobody ever listens to, and it just constantly plays the same thing. Is that mariachi? Laughing, she's happy. Phew. Can't contain myself. The sound is unmistakable. Horns blare joyously over the static in a sick fanfare while a man's voice wails soulfully over it. I'm laughing so hard I nearly pissed myself. Shelby's nearly there too. That was not what I was expecting. Who the hell is there running this? Of all the music that would be left, man. I sink back in the driver's seat, letting my mind drift with the music. The dissonance is almost comforting. As the fractured chords wash over me, I try to pretend I'm lounging in a truck bed somewhere. Out in the sun mid-afternoon, shirt damp and dirty from hard day's work. So maybe he's a labourer? If he likes to do something like that. Because I sure as hell don't. Doing a hard day's work. Dang, no! For a moment, I almost believe it. The music falls short for a few seconds before starting up again. Wait, isn't this the same song again? Oh, it's probably on an endless loop. Because why the hell wouldn't it be? Sure seems that way. Guess it's just Ghost on the Waves after all. And the undead aren't exactly interested in DJing. What do you think a zombie even listened to? Is death metal too obvious of an answer? Rob Zombie? Or maybe they're all the baby metal these days. What's a baby metal? I don't know, I think the Grateful Dead seems apt. You know, I've always wondered this, but what are they grateful for exactly? Maybe they finally found themselves some peace. Peace, huh? I wish they let the rest of us have some. Ain't so bad right now. I'm curious how many people is alive after this zombie apocalypse. Well, except for that. I shake my hand at the radio controls. So, what are you into anyways? Music-wise, I really like Alanis Morissette. Really? Top 40 hits? That sort of thing. Alanis Morissette, that's the 90s, man. You? And don't tell me it's baby metal. Will you judge me if I say I actually haven't heard of him? Tuh, that might be for the best. What do you listen to then? Most people look at me and expect me to be into the Stones or Marley or something, but well, you'll probably actually judge me for this. Haha, try me. ABBA. What? What? Just as I thought, she starts laughing at my expense. It's a nice sound though. I'm not gonna be poetic and say that it sounds like music or anything like that. Still, it's good to hear. Told you. No, it's fine. Their music's catchy. It is catchy. I mean, my parents listen to ABBA, but it's fine. Your parents, wait. So she is very young. Maybe late teens, early 20s. He probably will be in the 30s, if I have not mistaken. How old are you anyways? Oh, straight into it. You seem a bit young for Alanis. How old do you think I am? I'm pretty sure that there is no right answer to that question, except for that one. I'm 22. Ah, you see? Early 20s, late 19s, late teens and early 20s. God, that's so young. She's practically a kid. What was I thinking? Doing when I was 22. Still wasting my life, I reckon. God damn, why does this guy have to say everything that stabs me in the damn heart? Ugh, personally attacking me constantly. Wonder if she's even been to school. That young and the whole damn world crashing down on her, that sucks, yeah. Trying not to make a face, but I can see my knuckles going white as my fingers grip harder to the wheel. Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed like me, eh? This music's kind of similar to ABBA, isn't it? Or peppy and stuff. You should be happy to have it. That's showing an optimistic take on it. Alright, enough of you. I race down and turn the volume knob to a sharp left and the radio before it goes silent. Farewell, wailing man. Now it's just us again. Did you ever expect things to end up this way? It's getting dark, huh? The sun sets so late in the summer. Ignoring me. Sore topic? I guess she doesn't want to think about it. I can't say I blame her. I'm a bit surprised we still have any light at all at this hour. Specifically without the street lights and all. It's like the sky's been saving it up. Looks a bit like a dying fire. Kind of fitting for the end of the world. This is so like freaking morbid and depressing. It's dark now. So you never ever told me what it is that you do. I mean, doesn't have to be a job or anything, but well, you know, what do you like to do? Or what did you know, before everything happened? Actually, I worked a lot. I didn't really have time for much other than that. I would wake up, shower, go to work, have a lunch break, back to work, get off work, eat dinner, and watch TV for a few minutes before passing out. You know, I think that probably will resonate with a lot of people. Maybe a lot of you watching this, because that is the life for so many people in this world, where they just wake up, work, and go to sleep. And some people have the luxury of kind of going out and partying with friends or having enough money to do something else other than just work. But I think most people really just work, and they want to work to live, but they kind of live to work. And then the whole thing would start all over again in the morning. Exactly. That was about it. And I think, like, if you reflect like this, where the end of the world is upon us, and everything you did before was almost for naught. It's like useless now. Money means nothing. Then you look back and say, what the hell did I do with my life? And that kind of sucks, you know? So you kind of have to think on a daily basis when you wake up, are you doing what you love? Are you doing what you enjoy? And from there, by the time you go on your deathbed, you can look back and say, there was a purpose for everything I've done, and I have done a lot. And when you tell your kids in the future, or grandkids, whatever, friends, you know, there's something other than I just worked all my whole life. These games bring out all this inspirational, wise stuff from my mind, yeah? I guess that'd be most people's story. It's tough out there. It was tough. Probably tougher now. All kind of pointless in the end, isn't it? You work your damn tail off and everything goes to pot anyways. You just wonder why you didn't spend your time better, you know? Literally what I just said. I guess they're thinking the same thing, obviously, as characters, yeah. But I guess that doesn't matter either way. What about you? I'm sure you didn't spend all your time listening to ABBA. You did. Just sits at home listening to ABBA. I used to travel a lot, looking for work and stuff. Suppose you could call me a bit of a nomad. Like me, I'm a digital nomad. Well, that sure is lofty. That sounds really cliche. Not really, it sort of suits you. To tell the truth, I haven't really had much purpose in a while. I've just been getting by. When you can't find something to do, you sort of lose yourself. It gets to a pretty dark place. Got to the point I used to wish I could just take a vacation from life. I think you and me both, man. A lot of people think exactly the same thing. I guess I got my wish, didn't I? That's probably not the wish any of us want, though. I mean, right now, man, a lot of bad stuff happening outside, and I think a lot of people probably be thinking about this exact conversation. I know it's not a zombie apocalypse, it's slightly different. We're gonna get better. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people actually go through and think about this lofty type of ideas, existential kind of questions and crisis people be going through right now. Wish never do come true the way you expect them to, huh? Yeah, monkey's paw. What's monkey's paw? I think she knows, I've noticed, but she's been pressing her gut a lot. Oh, that's not good. Wonder if she's still alright. Since I first ran into her, she's been in a rough way, and I'm not sure it's gotten much better. Oh god, we probably should have looked for some more bags of the ginger stuff. Ask if she's nauseous. Still feeling nauseous? Yeah, it's gotten a little better, but I'm just exhausted, which doesn't help things. You know how it is. I do, but Christ, I'm really not equipped for this. I know first aid, but I can stitch up a cut, but gastric distress is a little bit beyond me. You think we should stop and rest? Nah, like it or not, we'll be stopping soon anyway. Braking would just waste gas. Fair call. Right, the fuel. If everything wasn't so weird these days, I'd call it suspicious that there was only a single tank worth left. Not much we can do about it, though. Oh, what it is then. Darker, more. She's not feeling it. Do you ever wonder, like, why us? How did we make it this far? And is it really such a good thing that we're still alive? I've had a conversation with my friends about this. If there was a zombie apocalypse, right? And obviously you have a choice to fight or run or lay down and die. Some of my friends would actually choose to lay down and die because they don't want to live in a world like this. They don't want to wake up and constantly be searching for food and be fearful of something that will eat them and kill them. Especially if you got kids, you know. So that's a valid question. Is it really such a good thing that we are still alive in such a situation? I mean, I wouldn't think that way, but some people do. Huh, didn't I used to? Honestly, I try not to think so hard about stuff like that. If I stop to wonder what my own life was worth, it's a dangerous train of thought, I'll tell you that. We're here, that's what that matters. Despite it all, we're here and we're safe. The how and why of it is just garnish on the salad. That's exactly how I would think. Like we're safe now, we're good. Let's just keep going, never give up. Keep pushing. You know, I didn't believe it at first. I mean, that we were really facing the apocalypse or whatever. So the first couple of months I just kept working. Kind of like everything was fine. And then, listen, you don't gotta answer me if you don't want to, but you're old man. What happened? My dad? Huh. So he needed more beer, right? Of course he did. He was a deadbeat alcoholic. But they wouldn't even let him in our nearby liquor store anymore, so he wandered off to another one. Just so happened that was part of town was infested. It took a while before I even noticed, since he wasn't really any different from usual. That's pretty pathetic, huh? But so was my dad. And in the end, I wouldn't be doing much better. Great, now I feel like I want to puke. Hey. Please don't say things like that, Shelby. Wait, is that in his mind? He didn't say it out loud. One of us has to keep this up. Rest hand on her. Do they know each other enough to do that? Because I can tell you right now, if you don't know the person enough and you put your hands on hers, you know, that's a big no-no. But they've been together for 3 days. Ooh, tough decision. Do it. I slide my hand right off the wheel. Wait, is that her hand or her fucking lap? Oh, her hand is resting by her leg near the center console, so I'll reach over. Okay, so that was her hand. I thought she might pull away, but she doesn't. Her shoulders fall and I think I hear her sigh. Yeah, she needed that, you see? Wow, her skin feels really cold. Is that normal? Maybe because the window's open. Maybe because she's sick. Really wish I knew a bit more medical right now. Actually, if she had a fever, shouldn't she be hotter? I feel like that can't be normal. It's not even that cold in here. But we're still here, just remember that. Until that changes, there's still time. Time for what though? Things might never get any better. It would be stupid to assume they would. But while we're still breathing, there's hope. That's pretty cheesy, isn't it, huh? Anyway, I'm sorry about that. But your dad, I mean, even if you didn't get on with him, I bet it must be hard, losing someone that close to you. I think this chick is gonna die. Like, she probably got bitten or something. Yeah, I guess. It all happened so fast, I'm still trying to come to terms with it. I wouldn't worry too much. There's no wrong way to feel. I guess I'm always privileged. No one I care about has been around in a long time. I wonder if there's anyone else still out there. I wonder if they're stuck out there like this. I wonder if we'll ever know. If the car's clock is set right, it's nearly 1 in the morning now. The road is as dead as it ever was, but somehow feels even emptier, more sinister. Like all the shadows behind us are teaming up in a hungering mass, just waiting to swallow us whole. My eyes are getting heavy. We can't stop now though. We've still got so much further to go. Where are you going? Where are these guys going? Even if we... Hey Panda. There's something I need to tell you. She pulls her hand to her stomach again. Latent instinct tell me not to take my eyes off the road, but I do anyway to look at her. She looks real bad, worse than I've ever seen yet. A couple times she opens and shuts her mouth. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? My Should have said this something before. I wanted to, but I'm scared. I'm still scared. Damn it. God damn it, I should have known it. I've heard so much unreliable crap about the symptoms, but I guess they're so full of shit after all. Hey, stop. It's okay. But just keep calm, alright? We don't even really know how this all works, so maybe there's a way. Does it hurt? No, not as much as I expected it to. I mostly just feel cold and hungry. I'm not even sure if that has anything to do with being bitten. If it wasn't for this, I might think I just imagined it. I wish I was dreaming right now. I wish this wasn't really reality. F it all. I thought I was keeping it together. Don't do this to me, kid. Swallow, but it doesn't make my throat any less dry. The corners of my eyes are burning. Careful there, remember that thing about wishes? Monkey's paw, right? Guess sitting in a car beats having customers or my managers yell at me. Silver lining. True. Retail, huh? Almost as bad as zombies. Worse, probably. I try, but I can't muster up the will to laugh. Anyway, you should sleep if you want to. We'll probably be on this road for a while. Yeah, you're right. Will you wake me up if anything happens? Of course. And hey, gotta be somewhere better down the road, right? Better than back there at any rate. Yeah, maybe there'll even be a station that plays both Alanis and ABBA. Ooh, that's wishful thinking. If there is or ever was a station like that out there, I'd love to hear it. Hell, I'd love to shake the hand of whoever was running it. This life's too short to not just do whatever the hell you want. Exactly. Do whatever you like. Just do it! But I guess it ain't the time to be waxing on that. I don't know how much longer this is gonna take us and get us. Tank's gonna get us. Well, ain't much else to do now but go until we can't anymore. The road is long and our course is true. Nowhere to run but forward. Oh, good. I was gonna be like, dang it, she's gonna die and I'm gonna watch her die. I don't know if I can stomach that right now. Great. Well, it's a visual novel. I did warn you guys. The setting is great. In a car, it's just a single location. And how it's the story being told, there's a lot of subtext, if that makes sense. Like, quite subtle. They don't say everything outright. But that's how humans are. Like, if I don't know you, I'm not going to tell you everything about my life. I mean, yeah, we're in it. Probably might be the last 2 people on Earth, but who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and find someone else. You know? Maybe I need to do something to betray you, so I don't want to be a friend to be too friendly just yet. But it looks like she was sick and she didn't want to tell him until he gained her trust. I suspect there's a few different endings or a few different dialogue options available because I'd had a choice. For example, if I didn't put my hand on her where it calmed her down, perhaps she would never tell me that she was actually hurt. I mean, it wouldn't change the fact that she's going to die and turn into a zombie, but it's still, you know, I would say that's the good ending from the guy's point of view. Let's see if I can kind of try the girl's ending. I mean, the girl's point of view. So I'll see in her point of view. Gun it. Let's go auto. Nope. Hang on a second. Can I? Oh, return. I lay back against the passenger seat. It's weird sitting on this side of the car, but my stomach has been feeling off for a while and I just can't drive. And so I've handed my keys over to this stranger. What's the worst that could happen, right? Yes, I mean, in this situation, what is the worst that could happen? I stare out the window watching the unchanging scenery whiz by. There's an awkward silence, but I don't feel like feeling it. It's so stuffy in the car. I'll reach for the window control button and let the window roll open. You sure that's a good idea? It's not like a zombie. Can I just skip all the ones? Yeah. Or who knows, maybe they would. Fair enough. A slight breeze feels good against my neck. But this guy looks like he wants to say something. Right, we never did introduce ourselves. Just gonna... Shelby, okay, nice to meet you. Dustin. So his true name is Dustin, not Panda. It doesn't actually matter, honestly speaking. I'm just gonna skip everything I've read. He looks dissatisfied. How was he expecting me to react? It's not like I really care, but somehow he doesn't look very much like a Dustin. I continue staring out the window. The sky's so red. Normally I think it was pretty, but now it's just depressing me. Bad things come up after dark. I remember that all too well. I'd rather not think about it, so I decided to break the silence after all. So what were you doing before? He looks surprised. I guess I haven't been talking much since we met. Maybe I should have said anything. You know, this and that. Okay, so it's taking what I said before. What does that mean? That was weird. He doesn't sound like he really wants to talk about it. I wonder what his job really was. Maybe he was a trash collector? He does look like kind of dirty. Damn, son! Well, I shouldn't be rude. I'm not much of a catch myself. What about you? This ride is yours, right? Yeah, it was my dad. Skip! After that got that third DUI, his license was revoked. He used this as an excuse to leave the house, or never leave the house. It was just as well, anyway. Sometimes you leave the car somewhere and forget where. I'm feeling surprisingly calm about this. It's like I'm on the outside looking in. I wonder if I'm really that callous. Maybe the apocalypse is just giving me more perspective. I think people do look like that. It's a way of coping. It's a coping mechanism. It's a good way to put it. Where a bad thing happens and sometimes you look at it, like she said, from the outside, so that you don't feel like you will experience it. You will feel like it's not gonna affect you or impact you in any way. It's like when you watch a scary movie. Yeah, you scream when something scary happens, but you never truly feel the fear that the characters feel because you're not the one experiencing it. Even though she does experience it and is coping. I think that's what they mean, or she means. It's okay, the booze would have killed him eventually anyways. So I have to skip everything that I've already read, otherwise it's gonna take another half an hour. So it's not, her thoughts are not too different. Like, I mean, it's not too dissimilar to what I was thinking when she was speaking. Like to do, huh? I turn my eyes to the window as I think of my life. Worked a lot. After leading such a boring life, and I ended up here. I'm probably not even gonna go out with a bang. My death's gonna be just as dull as my life. Quite depressing, mate. Quite depressing. That's deep. Just trying to say, oh, it'll be nice. That's actually exactly how I feel about it too. I'm surprised that I'm actually able to relate to him. Zombies can't care whether you're a good or bad person. We're all going to die anyways. Did he backpack across Europe or something? What does nomad mean in this context? Well, whatever. I used to wish for that too. I wanted to be free. I didn't want to be responsible for dad anymore. And now I'm not. But I can't say whether that's really a good thing or not. My stomach starts to throb painfully. I look down and press my hand against it. It felt okay for a while there, but it's acting up again. God, why did all of this have to happen? Still feeling nauseous? Damn, I shouldn't be so obvious about it. I don't want to cause any more trouble. This might be causing him even more trouble though. Anyway, I move my hand away from my stomach. It's not like resting my hand there will make the pain go away. In a way, as long as I feel that pain, I know I'm still alive. Fair call. That was morbid as hell. What was wrong with me? I glance at the fuel gauge at the dashboard, nervous. We barely have 1/4 of the tank left as is. Trying to ignore my pain, I keep my eyes on the endless road stretched out ahead of us. It really hurts now. I don't think I've ever been in this much pain in my life. And that's saying a lot, considering what I have to go through every month. I deserve this, don't I? I shouldn't feel bad about it. I brought it on myself. From the moment I swung that baseball bat, I sealed my own fate. Just as I start to sink into reality, really dark thoughts, I hear Dustin's voice. And then I couldn't ignore it anymore. And then Dad. How do I even begin to explain? I killed him! Oh! She killed her dad. So her dad came back as a zombie, probably bit her. She killed him. And hence she's feeling the guilt plus the actual pain. I smacked him in the head with a baseball bat and then ran like hell. Huh. Does it count as a murder if you kill a zombie? Does it count as a murder if you never get arrested because your town's entire police force is now undead? And so am I. My stomach is burning with pain now and guilt. I stare out the window seeing nothing but darkness. Who knows what could be lurking out there? Though that hasn't changed since way before, I guess. I feel sudden warmth on the top of my hand. Hesitant at first, but then settle. Dustin's hand envelops mine, and I feel comfortable. Safe. Wow, where do I even start? I'll be honest. For some reason I feel like I can be honest with Dustin. Even though I barely know him, I trust him, somehow. My mouth opens all but its own and spill words out. Honestly, I felt relieved when he died. And then I felt awful for feeling relieved. But I spent 7 years of my life taking care of him. At the end of it all, I just felt free. Not that I got to enjoy the feeling of freedom long. It makes me feel like a monster to admit all of this to someone else. It really does, but that's the truth. He's right. I know that I'm only human. I'm not a monster. Not yet anyways. Dustin and now she tells him about the pain inside. I can't go on like this, just keeping it to myself. So she's gonna tell him. I touched my stomach lightly with the palm of my hand. The searing pain reminds me that I'm no longer entirely human. I gave my humanity when I killed my dad. I should have said something before. I didn't even hesitate. I swung that baseball bat as hard as I could, and then he bit me in the stomach as a parting gift as he crumbled to the ground. Even in death, Dad still found some way to screw me over. I always blamed Dad for Mum leaving us. He was selfish, he was an asshole, he was this, it was that. But just don't look at me. I put Dustin's life in danger. I've lied to him since the day we met. I'm my father's daughter. I'm so sorry. I look down at my stomach. I might think I just imagined it. Oh wait, I wish I was dead. Well, it's gonna happen soon. A while, huh? Rest. Well, a rest does sound nice. I always had to get up so early for work. I'm not used to being up this late. I'm starting to feel really sleepy. My mind flashes to the baseball bat still in my trunk. No, I won't think about that right now. Maybe I've been running ever since Mum left. I never looked back. Just kept going. It was all I could do to keep from falling apart. Dustin and I were both done enough. We've both gone further than I ever thought possible. I noticed that the fuel gauge light is on, but I feel strangely at peace. I close my eyes, smiling as my consciousness already starts to drift. Whatever this road goes, whatever lies at the end of it, we lived, the proof of what will remain no matter what. For now, let's just keep going forward. So, that's another side of the story. I think there might be a few more dialogue options, but it seems like that was the whole story. I don't really have much to say. It's just really, really nicely told. It's quite morbid and depressing because that's the reality of a zombie apocalypse, obviously. Having said that, it's done in a way that was very tasteful and could really get your head around people that's actually possibly experiencing something like this. I mean, if you've watched Walking Dead, it's a lot more crazy and people trying to kill each other. And that's probably a true scenario as well if it does happen. But there are people that just wants to live and survive and not want to hurt anyone. And the guilt that she's feeling, obviously, the dad has done a lot of bad stuff to her, but still her dad, you know. And then killing your own dad, even though it's a zombie, the guilt will last forever. And it might actually be a good thing that she dies. Now the question is, does Dustin actually get eaten up by her? So that's another story. Anyways, I've left the link down below so that you guys can check out all the dialogue options yourself. If you liked the video, please smash the like button. If you dislike it, tickle the dislike button. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about the story. I thought it was super engaging, personally. But anyways, you guys should keep smiling and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!